Tonight, DeBella Entertainment proudly presents Broadway Boxing.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the special edition of Broadway Boxing. As you can see, we're outside the Barclays Center here in Brooklyn, New York. This venue going to play host to the 87th New York Golden Gloves presented by the Daily News and Ticketmaster. I'm Brian Custer, alongside Brian Adams. You know, this tournament has produced like 39 world champions, Brian, from the likes of Daniel Jacobs, Paulie Malignaggi, recent years, Sadim Ali. This year, no different, chock full of talent. It's also a tournament you've now directed for nearly a decade.
Well, growing up in Brooklyn, to be an aspiring boxer, the only way to make it in New York is to win the Golden Gloves. I won 3 Daily News Golden Gloves, and now I'm overseeing the tournament. So it's very, very dear to me. Now, we're going to see a lot of young talent put it all in there because they just want to be the best in New York City. And the only way to achieve that is to win the Daily News Golden Globes.
And you never know, they could all be future world champions. Let's get right to the action. Rich Quinones and Lou DiBella with the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, and this is the 87th Annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves. Rich Quinones ringside with a special guest who's actually getting his feet wet, Danny Jacobs, smiling. He's ready to go. He looks like he wants to jump inside the ring. It's between George Arias and Stephen Kernan. Let's actually get it situated. We'll throw it inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Super Heavyweight Open Championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Jihad Abdul Aziz. In the gold corner, George Arias, 22 years old, representing Morris Park Boxing Club. George is a delivery man for the box, and he was the runner-up here last year as a Super Heavyweight novice. His record at 2014 in the gloves, 2 decisions. And in the blue corner, Stephen Kernan, 25 years old. He represents Gym X Boxing Club. Stephen is a bouncer for Brooklyn. His 2014 gloves record, 1 decision, 1 bye.
Corner, okay? Touch him up.
All right, so here we have it. This should be a good one. It is slated for... Well, I like the big boys, first of all. I'm going to make my point saying that I like the big boys because no matter what happens, hopefully we see a little late flurry and a closeout to a good evening of boxing. George Arias in the gold, Stephen Kernan in the blue. This is slated for 3 3-minute rounds, Danny.
Yeah, this I know Stephen personally. I think he's an exceptional boxer. He has speed, jab, movement, as you can see here. And George is just like he looks like a powerhouse. He's going to go straight at this guy.
The one thing I do know about George is he likes to utilize his jab, which is nice to see from a heavyweight. We're not talking combos here, but the fact, little speed, some good upper body movement, put on a dazzling display against his rival, Nkosi Samonov, which he took a convincing 3-0 decision in the semi. So he's no stranger to little adversity and a tough opponent in the ring. Now, you mentioned Stephen, you know what he can do inside the ring. How do you see this unfolding?
Well, I see it unfolding pretty rapid, actually. George is pressuring the action. Stephen is going behind his jab, but I think Stephen needs to pick it up a little bit more in order to secure a victory, or at least secure this round. George is definitely stepping it up at this pace.
Arias in the gold, Kernan in the blue. We are capping off a great night of boxing at the Barclays Center. I'll tell you, the crowd has been absolutely energized and electric and engaged and entertained the whole night. This is the bottom line. Why the Golden Gloves is special, but more importantly, why the New York Golden Gloves. I mean, this started the New York Daily News Golden Gloves way back in 1927. I was telling when Lou was sitting ringside, which these guys already know, Jack Dempsey sat ringside back in 33.
Yeah.
I mean, so that you can just go on and talk about some of the great fighters that have won Golden Gloves, that have gone on to pros, that have gone on to Olympics. I mean, my goodness, one of my all-time favorites, Mark Breland.
Mark Breland. Oh,
I mean,
I definitely have
you
a
can
soft
argue
spot.
the greatest U.S. amateur ever.
Definitely. Oh, he is the greatest amateur of all time.
Now, I'm going to ask you on the close of round number 1. I'm going to put you on the spot between the 76 and the 84 Olympic team. But we'll wait for this. We'll wait for this round number 1 to close as the action starts to heat up between Arias and Kernan. 3 3-minute rounds. It's open division.
George is cutting off the ring exceptionally well.
Landed a good right, too. Under 30, round number 1.
Oh, good right hand. from
Yeah, they're
George.
throwing some leather right now, too.
With 15 seconds left to go, I'm going to give this round to George unless Steven can do something.
No, I would agree to that.
exceptionally big.
I would agree to that.
He's pressing the action. Right hand is landing at will.
Sometimes, when you get a fighter up against the ropes, they're a little indecisive.
Oh, yeah.
I think there were a couple spots right here where George was able to do that. 1 round in the books. All right, so we talked a little bit about the heavyweights, mentioned the history, a little bit of the Golden Gloves and the Golden Gloves. I always look at the 76 Olympic team, the 84 Olympic team. In your estimation, which is
He's going underneath.
the best team?
He's going underneath.
I have to go with the 80s, man. I think that was the best era.
Yeah.
Those guys were just phenomenal. All of those guys. I mean, even coming up as the amateur, looking at those guys and the way they did it, and it carried over into the professional ranks and all become champions. It's just unheard of.
Now you look at 76,
You're gonna have to stop him.
Leonard, Spink,
You see it?
Leon,
You're going back, but you can still sting with
Leo,
the jab.
Randolph,
Sting
Howard
jab.
Davis.
Howard Davis, yeah.
They all
Right
won.
down to the heart. By the power.
Arguably one of the best Olympic
You're doing
teams
beautiful.
to ever come out of the U.S.
Your hands are up. You're blocking the punch.
I think it's great to see these amateurs because you just never know.
Absolutely.
There could be a Sugar Ray Robinson, There could be a Riddick Bowe, an Emil Griffin, and a Jose Torres, a Lou Salaga, who was actually the first Golden Gloves winner ever to win a bronze medal in the Olympics, then won a title back in '35. So you just
Yeah. I mean, the New York Daily News Golden Gloves is producing so many champions and stars. I mean, like you said, you just can't predict who's going to be the next star. And as we see here, George is one of he definitely wants to be the next star right here.
We
He's
could
applying-
see this.
he's
And
applying a
they
lot of
said
pressure.
too, they call him Gentleman George because he resembles Ali, and they say he hits like Tyson.
Oh yeah.
22 years of age. George Arias in the gold against Stephen Kernan in the blue. Round number 2 again scheduled for 3.
Steven was a little bit timid to me at times. He's following behind the jab, but he doesn't seem to throw any other combination other than the jab.
And Arias trained by Leon Washington Jr. His father trained Davey Moore in the 80s. And the scouting report on Arias too, quick, rapid, good hook. Came to the U.S. at age 5 with his mom from Dominican Republic.
And he's trying to go for that American dream. I mean,
Yeah.
these guys here are really just going at it. And if you know anybody, these New York guys, New York Daily News Golden Glove guys, I mean, it's historical. Everyone wants to come and get that gold around their neck, and these guys are working hard for it.
Excellent point. Midway through this round number 2 between George Arias and Stephen Kernan. Rich Quinones ringside with Danny Jacobs as we are closing out a great night of boxing. Special edition of Broadway Boxing. He does look like Ali a little bit. Moving around a little bit, not talking as much.
A shorter version.
Yeah, the compact version, right?
Right.
Misses with a right uppercut. Ooh, good left.
Good
2
jab.
consecutive. Yeah, absolutely. Leading with that jab.
Stephen can just come back with a right hand or right hand left hook after that jab, that nice jab he's setting up. He can do some damage.
Too, when he leads with that left, and correct me if I'm wrong, if he steps a little bit with that outside leg, that left, he's going to have some opportunities for a right.
I think George is giving him a problem with the power. I think Stephen's just a little bit timid at times because of George's power.
Leading with that left. 30 to go, round number 2. Slated for 3.
Oh, good
good.
combo.
Went downstairs and then back upstairs. Fast hands.
And this is where you like to see guys do great combinations, the fundamentals. I mean, the body, the head, double jab, right hand, all basic shots that you like to see from a good amateur, because someone who has the potential will turn out to be very good.
As we close in on 2 in the books, Arias pressing the issue.
goodness.
Oh, goodness! He just tagged Kernan with a left. Oh, mercy.
Wow.
Standing 8. Oh, my goodness. We talked about he resembles Ali, hits like Tyson.
Oh, he's a force to be reckoned with.
2 in the book, setting the stage for a good third and final round. One thing, too, as we take a look at some of the action in round number 2. There's that jab you mentioned, Danny.
Oh, good left hand from George. I mean, he's pressing the action. He wants to win this fight. As he comes back with the left hook right hand and another left hook, the referee just pushed him out of the way. He's seen enough.
And the beauty of that combination, that flurry, is that a lot of times you'll see a young fighter, as we take a look into George Arias' corner, they'll throw one. They'll throw one. Okay, if they get 2 back, that's not a problem. He threw. He's finishing off his punches.
Yes, absolutely. He's finishing. The good thing about him is he's finishing his combinations.
If this was a tight fight after round number 1, he certainly turned the tide.
Oh, absolutely.
Following him. I need a lot of
High,
punches this
high,
time.
high.
Stop. When he grab you, step low and
We'll
come back
see
up there with the
what
hook.
Steven does to come
Let me
back.
out, Vic.
See if he can win this round, but I have him down 2 rounds.
Well, he's going to have to go for the knockout here. He's going to have to do something monumental to steal this win.
Definitely one thing you don't want to do
Is
is stay
dance
on
around
the
like he's
outside.
winning the
Absolutely
fight.
not. Oh, these boys are going to go at it.
Oh,
good
mercy!
right
Arias tagged him again with a right. Well, look at him. He's just stalking his prey right now. Oh, and he tagged him again with a left. George Arias in the gold, 22 years of age. Stephen Kernan, 25 years of age. And you start to see blood coming out of the bottom lip of Stephen Kernan.
That's
actually
when you know it's a
connected with a
good
left.
fight.
Absolutely. Now, a couple things. And his nose is starting to flare up. The blood can either get him fired up or can fire up his opponent.
Well, I'll give you a great example. In my last fight with Giovanni Lorenzo, I got cut over my left eye. And once I see my own blood, it just fueled me up. So some guys it'll work for, some guys it won't. It seems to be working for George tonight.
Oh, good
prepare
left
him.
again. And I think you can get away with a bloody nose, but it's that cut on the eyelid, under the eye, obstructs your vision. Now, again, could have a broken nose. That can also prove to be detrimental in the ring.
Absolutely.
Breathing, that mouth is open, that mouth guard comes out. I always, when a mouth guard comes out a couple times, with breathing, you're shot, you're done.
Sure. And I've definitely had my fair share of ordeals in the ring. But, I mean, you know, as a fighter, that's just what we do. We
Yeah,
fight through all
absolutely.
those problems, you know.
That's the beauty of boxing. You fight yourself and you fight the guy in front of you. And the crowd, trying to will on George Arias.
A little bit of a guessing game now.
Well, good combination. Scores with a left, comes back with a right. Under a minute to go. Third and final round to close out a great night of boxing right here at the Barclays Center.
If George can just give himself just a little bit more space in his punches, I think he could do a lot more damage than what he's doing. But he's still having a terrific round.
That's the definition of smothering your punches a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Give yourself a little more range.
Don't hold it, okay?
Under 30 to go.
And the referee takes a point here off of Steven. And this fight looks to be wrapped in the
Academics,
bag.
yep.
Yeah.
Of course, as we say that, I can always use the Stevens fight for reference. Gotta get that in there. Under 10 to go.
Oh, big exchange from both guys.
I love the fact that they're fighting through too.
Good right hand. These guys are finishing this fight.
Yes,
so.
they are. That's what you look for in a young fighter too. Young fighters.
Oh, yeah.
Good fight,
Good fight.
to close thing out between George Arias and Stephen Kernan.
That's Salty George.
If you had to officially score this one,
I'll give all 3 rounds to George.
you can't shy away when these questions are thrown at you.
I give all 3 rounds to George. I think he did enough to win the first and third round, and then obviously the second round with that big 8 count. I definitely think he wrapped it up. So best luck to Steven, but I don't think tonight was his night.
George Arias, I mean, we mentioned he resembles Ali. He hits like Tyson. He is a big kid. He's just 22 years of age, and you look at some of these guys from our vantage point, he looks smaller than Steven in the ring, combat fighter, but hey, you talk about combat fighters short in stature in the heavyweight division. Well, my goodness, you can go throughout the history of boxing. I mean, some heavy hitters. All right, we'll make this one official. We'll step aside to close things out, and we'll get the decision between Arias and Kernan right after this.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-430-5391 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 1-800-430-5391 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 800-430-5391. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, special edition of Broadway Boxing, and a good match to close things out between George Arias and Stephen Kernan.
Let's hear it for the boxers, please.
My
Nice
broadcast
bout.
partner, filling in admirably, getting his feet wet, Danny Jacobs. doing a very good job, I might add. All right, let's go inside the ring to Kevin Van Meter.
The super heavyweight open champion is from the gold corner, George Arias.
And just as I predicted, George gets the victory. Great fight from both guys.
It was a good fight, but
effort.
ultimately I think when you break down the fight, the more talented fighter won.
Yeah.
And still a little raw, still a little green, but you saw some things that you liked, that he followed through with his combinations. And for a heavyweight,
the kid has potential. I mean, let's not get that twisted. The kid has potential. He has a nice victory over a good guy. I'm excited to see what the future has in store for this young fighter.
No, absolutely. They call him Gentleman George. He was anything but a gentleman inside the ring. And I'll tell you, it was a good effort by Stephen Kernan, the 25-year-old. Showed a lot of heart, showed a lot of hits. George Arias, again, his mom came with him at the age of 5 to the U.S. from the Dominican Republic, and he walks away with a win and a golden glove to show for it. All right, we will step aside. We will come back for golden glove action right after this.
Have a structured settlement or annuity from a settled lawsuit? Do you need your money now instead of waiting for payments over time from an insurance company? Find out how to turn those future payments into a lump sum of money by calling CBC Settlement Funding today. We'll walk you through the process and give you cash options over the phone. Why wait years to get your money? Get cash now to buy a house, start a business, or pay your bills. Whether you want to sell all or just a portion of your settlement, CBC Settlement Funding can help. We have years of experience helping people like you get cash from their structured settlements.
To learn more about getting your money now, call us at 1-800-323-6889 for a free, no-obligation offer. Again, that's 1-800-323-6889.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center special edition of Broadway Boxing. This is the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves. It's been a great night of the sweet science. Crowd has been electric. The atmosphere has been very energetic. We've seen some thrilling bouts. Let's continue with some of the action. For that, we'll go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next contest is the 125-pound female championship. This bout will consist of for two rounds. The referee is Cassie O'Connor. In the gold corner, Jennifer Chang, 27 years old, from Gleason's Gym. Jennifer is a mother from Brooklyn and works in finance. Her 2014 gloves record, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Christina Cruz, representing Atlas Cops and Kids. Christina is from Manhattan and is the tournament's all-time leader in championships with 7 titles. Tonight, she seeks to extend her record to an unprecedented 8th championship. The 2014's glove record, 1 decision.
So here we have it as we get set.
2-minute
Jennifer
rounds.
Chang against Christina Cruz. Rich Quinones alongside Lou DiBella, and another special guest, Lou, as we get set for this one.
We're sitting next to a 5-time Golden Glove champion.
What's going on?
5-time Golden Glove champion, Shemuel Pagan, and made a great impression so far as a pro. I'm really proud to promote him. He's made the transition from amateur to pro seamlessly, and his 5 Golden Glove championships have really prepared him well for the pro ranks. And these two young ladies are quality boxers.
Christina Cruz, she has a great jab, great boxer.
And look, everyone knows about Christina Cruz. I mean, let's focus on Chang for a minute. Confident, experienced, a mother and a banker. She leaves everything in a ring, but I think a lot of people are waiting for Christina Cruz to win her. It would be unprecedented, by the way. 8, as she won her 7th year last year, Golden Gloves. It's amazing where she's come years ago from Hell's Kitchen and then just picked up the gloves in Gleason's Gym for, as we talked a little bit, Lou, she just wanted to get some exercise, and she said, quote, it was like breathing, and the rest, as they say, is history.
Look, I mean, in all truth, like you could really honestly say Christina Cruz is a legend in Golden Gloves, women's Golden Gloves in New York City. I mean, 7 Golden Glove championships is unprecedented. And going after her 8th, it's amazing. I mean, this is a future New York Golden Glove Hall of Famer.
And she does have those aspirations in 2016 in Brazil.
You know, I have very little doubt that she has the kind of ability that could take her to the Olympics. What do you think, Sean?
I think she's going to do great. She's going to do great. She just needs to let a little more combinations go now.
You know anything about Jennifer Chang? I noticed that Heather the Heat Hardy, one of New York's preeminent professional female boxers, was in her corner. You know anything about Jennifer?
Jennifer, she has tremendous power. I've seen her in the gym, Mendez Boxing Gym at one point. She's very tough. She's very tough. But she just needs to keep putting pressure on if she wants to get a victory tonight.
You know, but if you want to see the improvement, overall improvement in women's boxing and in women's amateur boxing, this is a great bout to be watching, because both these ladies know how to move around the ring. Both of them have quality footwork. Both of them know what they're doing. Very impressive. A lot of talent in that ring.
And this one's slated for 4 2-minute rounds. And when you look at where amateur boxing has really just blossomed over the years, remember, it wasn't a sport until 1993. And then all of a sudden, a young lady from Dallas Malloy from Washington actually sued USA Boxing, the regulations, and a couple years later, you saw all these New York female girls, they wanted to become boxers, and it really just started to blow up.
As a regular on Broadway Boxing, Shem knows this, but right now I try to put a ladies match on every card. On every card, because they deserve it. You know, they deserve it. They've earned the right. They're getting better. The talent pool in women's boxing is getting better all the time. You're seeing it in this fight. Both these young ladies know how to fight. I thought that was a bit of a slow first round, Shem.
Yes, it was very slow. I think Christina Cruz, she needs to pick it up a little bit more. You know, she has 7 Golden Gloves. She needs to show the crowd what hard work that she's putting in.
Did anyone win that round clearly in your mind, or that sort of up in the air?
It's up in the air. I give it to Christina Cruz just because she's controlling boxing, moving around.
I would agree with you, but I think that this fight's still wide open. That was a very slow first round.
Sham, is there a possibility too, when you look at Jennifer Chang again in the gold corner and Cruz in the blue, that she wants to spoil the party and maybe is a little too tight, or do you think she's going to throw a caution to win here and pull off the upset?
It can happen, but I think she needs to know her distance, and right now she don't know her distance.
Christina Cruz is fighting tall, which is what she should be doing. She's a taller fighter, the longer reach. You know, at this distance right now, what you're looking at right now, that distance favors Christina Cruz, who just landed a scoring blow. And right now, I would say, another scoring blow. Jennifer Chang has to move the fight to the inside. If she can't get inside on Christina Cruz, she has no chance in winning this fight.
Christina Cruz corner know what they're talking about, because Christina Cruz definitely is laying it all out right now. Using that jab for combinations.
She's really adjusted, much stronger second round. She's scoring a lot of punches this round.
A lot of people don't know, well, if they follow the New York boxing scene, they'll know this, but for the outside audience, when you look at Cruz, so many people just want to go up in weight, go down in weight, because they want to avoid fighting her. I mean, that she instills that fear even before you step into the ring.
It looks like Christina heard a right jab, a left jab.
Good combination.
Again, you know, right now, here's a perfect example of not fighting at the appropriate distance.
No, and she's actually scoring. She's scoring
at will, because honestly, Jennifer's right.
See if there's going to be a standing 8, Lou.
This fight may not go the distance.
Oh, good left uppercut. Oh, Chang took it right on the kisser.
Yeah, you know what? You could have had a standing 8 right there. But I'll tell you, Chang has a pretty good chin.
Yes, she does. Yes, she does. She's a tough fighter.
With excellent combination there.
Last 10, round number 2.
Very, very impressive round by the 7-time Golden Glove champion, Christina Cruz.
Chang showed a lot of toughness. She's got a chin.
Yes, she does.
All right, let's take a listen into Cruz's corner and see what kind of instructions they're giving her. Looking very good, 2 in the books with a round to go. I should say 2 rounds to go.
When you go back, you have to watch everything. Because even if you slip the first one, she's going to keep punching. You got to make sure you deal with every punch as they come. Not just making sure that...
Entonces ven abajo con el gancho duro, con ese duro abajo. Y ya, dile Pablo.
Pim, pim. Ahora tiene que botar. Pim, pim. Quick. Can you come to you? Está controlado. Pim, pim. Todo a favor tuyo. Ahora tú tienes que botar porque tú tienes que dar show hasta ahí.
¿Oíste el público gritando? Mátala. Camina para adelante, no camine para atrás.
Yeah, really just telling her now, let's go. Keep doing what you're doing.
I mean, it's not much Christina Cruz's corner has to tell
absolutely.
her right now.
You're just letting her know.
But I'll tell you what, I think that this is a young lady that that you're going to see in the Olympic Games. I think she has that kind of ability. Actually, scoring blow right there, maybe one of the first in the fight for Jennifer Chang. Landed a left hand. The Cruz knows it's moving perfectly. She's always at her range. She keeps herself at her range. You know what? A lot of men could learn something from watching this young lady fight.
I think it's interesting, too, if or when she makes the 2016 squad, only 3 weight classes in the Olympics for females as opposed to 10 for the males. And a lot of people look at her age. She's 31, but it doesn't matter. I throw the age out the window.
Now, Shem, you're a 5-time Golden Glove champion. You know, you've been around the amateurs for so long. When a young lady's as good as Christina Cruz is, does her reputation fly all over the city? Does everyone know who she is?
Everyone knows who she is. She's great. She just has to keep working hard, stay in that gym to maintain it, because everyone talks about it. Everyone wants her to lose.
Does that put more pressure? Does that put more pressure on you as a fighter?
And did you feel those last couple of Golden Gloves were harder for you?
No, not really, because you know, you stay focused, you stay in that gym, and you do what you have to do. So it's not much pressure, but you know you have to prove that you're the best. So
I've asked this question to a couple of other young guys who are sitting in the seat.
Right, nice,
very nice right hand. What was your hardest thing you had to do transitioning from the amateurs to the pros? What
Pacing myself, taking my time, you know, keep playing things. You know, Christina Cruz is an excellent boxer. This is what she's doing. The amateurs hit and move, always on her toes. In the pros, you can't do that much because, you know, you have people who take their time, they plant their feet, you have all that power.
Yeah, you know, you just talked about movement. I mean, she's so fluid. You know, her leg movement is so easy. Nothing's herky-jerky. She moves around that ring, you know, like almost like a ballet.
She does.
Like she's
she
dancing.
Does. Yeah,
you know
she does.
I mean? This young lady just knows how to fight, flat out knows how to fight.
It's
a pleasure to watch.
That's basically, yeah, that's pretty much it. It is a beauty thing. It's a beautiful thing to watch. And what I think is remarkable, again, her backstory. You know, her grandmother, her father raised her, her mom was in and out of her life, Hell's Kitchen, tough, gritty, and gets to sport. And really putting female boxing on the map. I mean, you got to take it serious because we've seen some girls in this tournament who have given birth, who've won Golden Gloves, who go to school, who are full-time parent, mother. It's unbelievable.
Look at what Heather
Hardy.
Look at what Heather Naheed Hardy's done in terms of establishing her star power. And she really pretty much picked up boxing gloves after she was a mom.
That's right.
And then, she'd been married. Her marriage crumbled. As a single mom, she picked up boxing gloves and turned to boxing as a way of building her self-esteem, building her self-confidence. She's a college graduate from John Jay. But boxing really gave her a newfound self-assurance and a newfound confidence. And you know what? I've always said this. Boxing, most fighters don't have the easy road in life. Not a lot of rich kids fight. Not a lot of kids who are born with silver spoons in their mouth fight. Kids who fight are generally kids that are overcome something in their life, whether it's the loss of a parent or poverty or some other misfortune. Fighters tend to overcome something, and that's one of the reasons I love boxing.
Yeah, and you mentioned Heather with an impressive win against Nadia Feliciano. All right, if you're Chang, I mean, look, let's be honest. She
needs a knockout. She needs a knockout.
Definitely, she does. Christina Cruz has everything in the bag.
And you know what? She maybe should change the spelling of her last name to Cruise because she just cruises in there. Man, she just cruises in the ring.
Good right.
She makes it look very, very easy. Just you know what? I'm saying this about an amateur, but Christina Cruz is a true professional.
Yeah,
it looks like Christina Cruz wants to go for the stoppage right now.
She's finishing strong, and
that's what she needs to do.
Male, female, I don't care. You finish strong, you're a fighter to me. That shows a lot of grit, and you just want to finish off your opponent, make a statement.
Look, I got to tell you, so far, a couple of days of watching this tournament, I was incredibly impressed by Brian Ceballo. I think Brian Ceballo is a tremendous prospect, but I'll say if you have to pick a best fighter in the tournament, period, Christina Cruz, tremendous talent.
Body shots.
Yeah, and she's doing some serious. Chang is wincing now. She's trying to get her legs back too,
She's
guys.
trying to hold on and get through this last round, this last 17 seconds.
Good right by Cruz. Under 10 to go to close it out. Chang and Cruz.
That was, you've just seen a clinic by Christina Cruz in this fight.
The Hell's Kitchen kid, she's taking it home once again.
Good sportsmanship there. Good sportsmanship. Both fighters embrace mutual respect there.
Well, I guess a new record is about to be set yet again. Because
I like Christina Cruz. She's a positive role model. She's great. Shows great sportsmanship. She's somebody that a lot of people can look up to.
Absolutely.
I agree with that, Shem. You're 100% right. And not only a role model for women, but a role model for anybody who gets into that ring. She fights with professionalism, with poise, great sportsmanship. And really, this is the sweet science, and that young lady, she knows how to fight, man. She knows this game.
Well, when we come back, we'll see if she gets our 8th Golden Gloves as more boxing continues right after this.
Attention men. Have you used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn? If you or a loved one used Just for Men and developed facial swelling, burning, sores, blistering, skin rash, or scarring, the law offices of Wright & Schulte are investigating claims for victims that may have received chemical burns after using Just for Men. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free, no-obligation legal consultation. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Your call is private and confidential, available 24 hours a day. Again, if you have used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn, call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free, no-obligation consultation. There may be a deadline to file a claim. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center. A great night of boxing in conjunction with Lou DiBella's Broadway Boxing. This is the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves. Christina Cruz trying to make it 8. And we'll see if she does it. She has just been on a tear in these Golden Gloves over the years. Good battle with Jennifer Chang, but let's make this one official. Let's go inside the ring to Kevin Van Meter.
Let's hear for our boxers in the ring, please. The 125-pound female champion is from the blue corner. Her 8th Golden Gloves championship, Christina Cruz.
Well, we just saw history made yet again.
And look, she just gets better and better.
Ladies and gentlemen, in addition to her
I understand
8th
this is
Golden
an
Gloves
amateur tournament,
championship,
but this young
Christina
lady to me
Cruz has
is a
been
pro.
named the
And she's going to be an
2014
Olympian.
PC Richard and
She's going to be an
Son
Olympian. She deserves to be an
female
Olympian.
boxer of the
8
tournament.
New York City Golden Glove
Congratulations to
champions.
PC Richard and Son, the
That is an
computer appliance
amazing
and
feat.
electronic
That is,
giant.
you know,
One more
I
time,
don't care,
big round
man,
of applause
woman,
for 8,
who you are.
Christina
That is history.
Cruz.
All hats off, and people are standing for Christina Cruz.
And they should. It's an electric crowd
I'm
at the
gonna stand for
Barclays
Christina
Center,
Cruz.
and it was an unbelievable effort again by Christina Cruz. This is her 8th Golden Gloves. Unbelievable. Hey, for Jennifer Chang, it was a spirited bout, but the bottom line is Cruz walks away with another pair of Golden
Well,
Gloves.
we're going to go to break in a second, but I'm going to see if we can get Christina Cruz to sit in with us for a second.
Absolutely. So it was another win for the young lady from Atlas Cops and Kids, from Hell's Kitchen to heaven in the ring, as she garners her 8th Golden Gloves and continues her legacy on the New York boxing scene. We'll be back right after this.
Next, the Daily News Golden Gloves honors its past champions as they're inducted into the first Hall of Fame.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-430-5391 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 1-800-430-5391 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 800-430-5391. Call now.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to the inauguration process. Our next two inductees came into the world together and enter into the Golden Gloves Hall of Fame tonight together again. First, this brother won the gloves as a 118-pound sub-novice in 1955, which is incidentally the same year the Brooklyn Dodgers won their first and only World Series championship. And as a 126-pound open boxer in 1960, before representing the U.S. on the 1960 Olympic team. His twin brother won the gloves as a 112-pound sub-novice in 1955. and as a 118-pound open boxer in 1956. As a 126-pounder in 1964, he would capture his third Golden Gloves title. He also reached the 1959 Pan American team. Please welcome the two Fighting Spinakis brothers and inductees to the Daily News Golden Gloves Hall of Fame, Nick and Pete Spinakis. Ladies and gentlemen, before becoming an NYPD captain, this pugilist won 3 championships in 3 different weight classes from 1984 to 1988. Please welcome new Golden Gloves Hall of Famer, Captain Ron McCall. Our next inductee won back-to-back Tournament of Champions and Intercity titles after winning Golden Gloves championships at 160 pounds and 175 pounds in 1951 and 52, respectively. Floyd Patterson would later win the gold medal at the 1952 Olympic Games in Helsinki as a middleweight, and would later capture the world's heavyweight championship, the youngest man ever to do so. Please welcome to the ring Floyd's son, a former Golden Gloves champion himself, and the former world's junior lightweight champion, Tracy Harris Patterson.
Have a structured settlement or annuity from a settled lawsuit? Do you need your money now instead of waiting for payments over time from an insurance company? Find out how to turn those future payments into a lump sum of money by calling CBC Settlement Funding today. We'll walk you through the process and give you cash options over the phone. Why wait years to get your money? Get cash now to buy a house, start a business, or pay your bills. Whether you want to sell all or just a portion of your settlement, CBC Settlement Funding can help. We have years of experience helping people like you get cash from their structured settlements.
To learn more about getting your money now, call us at 1-800-323-6889 for a free, no-obligation offer. Again, that's 1-800-323-6889.
Looks like the action is going to continue to heat up. Our next bout, Ariel Lopez taking on Jacob Colon. And how about Jacob trying to win and bring home a gold that his father won 20 years ago?
He's in with a tough customer tonight at 123-pound novice, and Ariel Lopez, who fights out of Gleason's gym. One of the great gyms in the world, one of the great gyms in the United States, in Dumbo in Brooklyn, New York. So any kid that comes out of Gleason's, I have to assume knows how to fight a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing this bout between Jacob Colon, whose dad was a former Golden Glove champion, against Ariel Lopez from Gleason's gym.
And let's go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next bout is a 123-pound novice championship. This bout will consist of 3 2-minute rounds. The referee is Frankie Martinez. In the gold corner, Ariel Lopez. He's 18 years old, representing Gleason's Gym. Ariel is a student from Brooklyn. His 2014 Golden Gloves record, 4 decisions. And in the blue corner, Jacob Colon, 20 years old, representing Mendez Boxing Club. Jacob is a student from Manhattan. His father, Jose, won a 125-pound novice title 20 years ago. Jacob's 2014 gloves record, 3 decisions, 1 by.
Touch him up, step back.
So guys, here we have it, Jacob Colon and Eddie Lopez. We mentioned Colon trying to bring back some gold back to his house. His father, Joey, captured the title at 125 20 years ago. And Lou, you mentioned Lopez out of the famed Gleason's Gym, 4-0. Great hand speed, might be his best weapon tonight. This also the makings of a very good fight. 3 rounds, 2 minutes apiece.
You know, we've seen bouts that are classified novice, bouts that are classified open. This bout is a novice bout, which suggests that these guys are a little bit less experienced.
Well, we see the action 10 seconds in.
These 2 guys are not wasting any time.
None at all. Ariel Lopez stalking Colon to start this fight. More active Lopez, landing some punches early on. Good counter right there.
And he's got
Colon scored with the
pushing
counter.
back Colon up against the ropes. Good exchange.
You can already see the strategy on both. You could see Jacob Colon trying to pop and move, and you could see Ariel Lopez just trying to bully him into the ropes and get busy.
Yeah, and Jacob said he was very, very motivated after a semi-loss in 2013 to eventual champ James Wilkins.
A lot of times a loss can make a fighter much better because they see what they did wrong and then they correct themselves.
Colon scored a few counters. Now he's turned them.
Very good spin-off. You could
that was a great spin-off. Very nice move by Colon right there.
You could see Colon is very well schooled and he's been boxing a long time.
As I mentioned, just 20 years of age. His father won a Golden Gloves.
Very good action round here. 45 seconds left. Joe, how do you see this round so far?
I think it's still a toss-up. You could see the skill side is more on Jacob Colon, but you can see the hard side
left
by Ariel Lopez.
Lopez tries to come back and counter his own. It is funny scoring these fights, these rounds.
Well, Colon is a very good counter puncher from what I've seen early on. He seems to be very able to throw in response.
Oh, and he just got to and he countered. Colon scored on that uppercut. Good counter. Dances around, final 5 to close out an action-packed round number 1.
Good first round.
Joe, you mentioned it. They were going to throw their hands as soon as the bell rang.
Yeah, I was looking at both of their faces, and it looked like they had a lot of butterflies, but when that bell rang, all the butterflies left.
Well, a lot of action in round number 1 between Lopez and Colon, guys. Good exchange right there.
You see Lopez getting the advantage here in this exchange. And there Colon comes. Nice counter punch, lands. Turns. I love that turn. That's a pro move. Turning your fighter around is a great move.
Look at that. Look at
that.
that.
Uppercuts off the ropes.
And he slipped away nicely. See what his corner has to say.
Quick, body and head. Double up on the left hook sometimes.
You good?
Go to the body, come back up to the head. Nah, he's good. I'll show, okay? I'll show. Work that stick. 2-3 right away.
He said work the body a little more, try to double up. We'll see what he does in round number 2 if they both come out like gangbusters, and he does. Does Colon in the blue against Ariel Lopez in the gold.
Lopez is the stalker here, but there have been some very, very, very solid counter punching by Colon.
It's interesting how the judges are scoring this because a lot of times counter punching is not looked at as a positive. They look for more of the initiative. The fighter doing the initiative and throwing the punches.
And the initiator here.
That was
a good right hand counter.
That's an excellent point, Joe, because you would think the naked eye countering, scoring. But good point. Good uppercut again by Colon. Lopez now on the attack.
Lopez is throwing a lot of lefts to the body. Some of them are connecting, but I wonder if they're scoring. Joe, body shots don't score as easily, huh?
Well, everything is supposed to count as a point, but a lot of times the judges just like the headshots.
Joe, is it more of a cleaner shot, consistency, cleaner shot?
Well, what you see is when you see a headshot, you actually do see a headshot like
right
that
there.
right hand.
Score. Boom.
Yes,
for Cologne.
exactly. Like that one right there. Good right
Mercy,
hand.
that right scored.
Big shot by Cologne.
We heard the thump down ringside.
Like, the judges would rather see that than a body shot.
When he comes with a sweeping right, too. Lopez showing some toughness in round number 2.
Lopez showing a lot of toughness, and you could tell, you could see in his face, he really wants these gloves, as does Cologne.
That clean shot seems to have awakened Lopez a bit. Much more active, stalking more now after he was hit with that big shot.
We'll see how the closes under 10 to go, Joe.
It looks like the aggressiveness of Lopez is really starting to take its toll on Cologne. Cologne is really going to have to dig down deep if he wants these gloves.
Do you see Cologne slowing down a bit right here, Joe?
I see a little bit, yes.
Well, good left to end it by Lopez. See again if that factors in. 2 in the books makes it very interesting going into that third and final round between 2 very spirited fighters. All right, let's check out the replay in round number 2. Good stuff between Lopez and Cologne, guys. Oh, big right.
He backed up and let it rip.
I have to remember that these novice bouts are 3 rounds. So this round coming up here is the third and final round. Joe, you see this fight being up for grabs?
I see it. Whoever wins this round wins the fight.
There we go. Very important round here for Ariel Lopez from Gleason's Gym and Jake Cologne from Mendez Boxing Club.
Yeah, Cologne 20 years of age and Lopez 18, 2 young pups in the ring, putting on a very good show.
It did look like the momentum was shifting towards the gold corner at the end of the round.
Gold corner seemed to have more in the tank.
Well, we'll see. Cologne again with that bitter taste in his mouth after that loss last year. See if it motivates in round number 3. Good combination by Lopez to start things off.
Lopez the aggressor here in round 3 early.
Ooh, good left again by Cologne.
Cologne landing a few times here.
Lopez now.
Nice by Lopez. Good comeback.
Absorbed those blows and kept moving forward.
Well, this fight's going to be decided in the next minute, 20 seconds.
Good right again by Cologne. Now it's Lopez stalking Cologne up against the ropes.
Cologne can't miss with that right hand. If I'm him, I'm throwing it over and over again until I can't.
And Joe, it seems
jab,
Lopez is walking into it too.
Oh, Cologne throwing a jab and landing a jab more.
And it set up the right hand when he threw the jab, Lou.
This is a very close fight, Joe. Under a minute left.
Good body
Good
shots
exchange,
by
yeah,
Lopez.
absolutely. Lopez working the body a little bit. Round number 3, Lopez and Cologne.
Good body work again by Lopez.
Lopez looks to be a little bit fresher than Cologne.
And you can see he's physically stronger, and he's just in much better, just throwing more punches.
We're down the last 30 seconds in this fight.
Whatever he's lacking in skills, he's making up with it with a lot of grit, as you can see.
Very, very good last round.
Good! Florio!
He's hurt him. We're going to get a standing 8 count here.
He needs to get his hands up to show the
And
referee
here's
that
something
he's
I'd love to see in pro boxing right now, a standing 8 count. I think it's an appropriate count. There was recently I just saw a fight between Curtis Stevens and another young man who was undefeated. Stevens got the win, but I would have loved an 8 count there. What a great end to this fight.
Unbelievable. Great fight between Lopez and Cologne.
And I think Ariel Lopez pulled that fight out in the third and final round.
Coincidentally, the first 8 count we've seen of the evening, Lou.
Yeah, I like the standing 8 count as a rule. It gives a fighter a chance to recover. It allows a referee to not have to make a decision too hastily.
Snap decision.
You know, I mean, I think particularly in the era since the injury we saw to the heavyweight Magomed Abdullah Sainov, who fought at the Garden.
Well, we watch right here, Lou.
I'd like to see a standing 8 count in pro boxing.
Yeah,
I think that would help a lot with the close.
And you mentioned you're right. You mentioned the Stevens fight. He was losing the fight the whole night long, and then boom, that final round, we saw the standing 8. And
if there was a standing 8, you might have seen a different result.
We saw the early stoppage, which was very questionable. So this was a dandy between Lopez and Cologne. We're going to step aside. We'll come back with the decision right after this.
Attention men. Have you used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn? If you or a loved one used Just for Men and developed facial swelling, burning, sores, blistering, skin rash, or scarring, the law offices of Wright & Schulte are investigating claims for victims that may have received chemical burns after using Just for Men. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free, no-obligation legal consultation. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Your call is private and confidential, available 24 hours a day. Again, if you have used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn, call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free, no-obligation consultation. There may be a deadline to file a claim. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com.
Are you having problems with the IRS? Our trained professionals here at Wall & Associates have over 30 years experience helping individuals and businesses solve their tax problems.
Having tax issues, it's very scary. I was worried that we would lose our house. When I called Wall & Associates, they were able to meet with me in person, and I never had to talk to the IRS again.
Call now for a free consultation. We'll meet with you in person, face-to-face, at a local office near you.
Call now 1-800-461-0431. We solve tax problems.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves Final. And what a bout we just saw between Ariel Lopez and Jacob Colon. All right, guys, before we have a second to make this one official, we'll go right to you guys, Lou and then Joe. Who do you have winning this one?
I see Golden Gloves going around the neck of Ariel Lopez.
I see Lopez.
All right, let's make it official. Let's go to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
How about a nice round of applause for the two boxers? Great job. The 123-pound novice champion is from the gold corner, Ariel Lopez.
Well, no surprise there. Lopez landing more punches, harder punches. Very active fighter. Young kid, has a lot of talent for a novice. I expect to see him in the open category soon. Joe, what do you think?
Indeed, both fighters actually showed a lot of skill. He just showed that he had a lot of grit as well, and he was able to finish strong. 18
years of age from the famed Gleason's Gym, and I'll tell you, he stunned Colon in that third round, showed a lot of heart and a lot of poise. And you know, you mentioned this, you look for some unique things out of a young, spirited fighter. This was a dandy of a bout between Jacob Colon and Ariel Lopez. Colon's not going to be able to bring the gold home to his father, who won a Golden Gloves 20 years ago at the 125, but instead, it's another gold for the gold corner. Ariel Lopez, just 18 years of age, Gleason's Gym, who's 5-0, but more importantly, goes home with a Golden Glove. We'll step aside for Golden Glove boxing to come right after this.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-430-5391 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 1-800-430-5391 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 800-430-5391. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, and this is the 87th Annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves, and the finals have started off with an absolute bang as we get set for our next bout of the evening. We'll throw it inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is the 152-pound Open Championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee at this time is Alex Velasquez. In the gold corner, Brian Saballo, 20 years old, representing New York Athletic Club. Brian is a 2-time champion and an audio engineer from Brooklyn. His 2014 gloves record, 2 decisions, 1 stoppage, 1 bye. And in the blue corner, Jose De La Rosa, 30 years old, from Atlas Cops and Kids. De La Rosa is a doorman for Richmond Hill, and he's the reigning title holder in this division. His 2014 gloves record, 3 decisions, 1 bye.
In case one of you guys goes down, the other guy goes to the neutral corner.
All right, and this one is Saballo and De La Rosa, and again, Rich Quinones alongside Lou DiBella and Lou. As always, we have another special guest with us. They keep coming in and out, keeping the seat warm.
We're bringing back Patrick
That's
Day.
right.
Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. In my eyes, this is the premier fight of the 2014 Golden Gloves.
You know, this is one I've been waiting for. I've been hearing a lot about this fight. Brian Saballo?
Yes, Brian Saballo.
Brian Saballo and Jose De La Rosa. Jose De La Rosa from Teddy Atlas Cops and Kids. Brian Saballo from the New York Athletic Club. And you know Brian Saballo pretty well, don't you?
Yes, I know him personally. We were amateur rivals in the Golden Gloves.
And what was your record with Brian Saballo?
1-1. I beat him first. He beat me after that.
Tell me a little bit about him. What does he do? What does he do? What does he do right?
He does everything well. He's fast. He's strong. He's elusive. He has excellent footwork, which is his best attribute. And he punches from very hard. He doesn't look like the strongest puncher, but if he catches you, you'll feel it.
Saballo, just 20 years of age in the gold. De La Rosa in the blue. De La Rosa, Atlas Cops and Kids, 3 decisions, 1 bye. Actually was perceived, Patrick, as an underdog going into this tournament. Silenced a couple of his critics. Had some big wins.
I have one thing to say about De La Rosa. You can't completely count him out. Both of these guys have come to me for sparring prior to this fight, and De La Rosa is as tough as anyone. And his will and his determination will carry him to the top, definitely.
And he beat Glendon Ortiz 3-0 in the semis.
So you expect, Patrick, that both of these young men have a chance to join you in the pro ranks?
Absolutely. They definitely. If they want it, it's absolutely there for them.
This slated for 3 3-minute rounds.
Oh, De La Rosa off balance there.
Tough round to score so far.
Good doubled up on the left by Saballo.
Left hand Saballo's biggest weapon?
I would say so. He leads with it. He's very fast. His right hand is his power hand, but his left hand does most of the damage.
Patrick, Brian's also a fighter who had some disappointment last year. More focused, hungrier this year.
Yeah, he's a lot more focused this year. What a lot of people don't know about Brian is that he balances a music career also.
Really? What kind of musician is he?
He's a singer and a rapper. Primarily a singer, but he does both, and he takes it very seriously.
And he's good?
He's not bad. He's pretty good. He's got to practice a couple of his notes, but he has talent.
Well, he almost flattened De La Rosa with a right there.
De La Rosa never stops trying, so you can't count him out. He's in it until round 3.
Well, you hear the crowd starting to get into it. Sounds like they're chanting Jose,
They are
Jose.
chanting. There's a big turnout from Atlas Thompson kids in this arena tonight.
Yeah, Jose loves it. He hears his family cheering, his fans cheering.
How much of a difference does that make, Patrick, when you hear the crowd behind you? Does that make a big difference to you?
A big difference. You don't want to disappoint them, and when you hear them cheering, the familiar voices, it just pumps right through your blood. It amps you up.
Could it ever work to your detriment?
Yeah, it can. Sometimes it can make you a little too game sometimes if you run into a shot.
Nice left hand landed by Ceballo there.
Closing in on one in the books. Oh, another
nice
right by Ceballo. Stuns De La Rosa.
Oh, nice to right again. Very strong close to the round. Actually, I think Ceballo took that round in the last 30 seconds.
I think he won it pretty clearly there.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned when the crowd gets in your corner and you start to get fired up, and I guess a lot of times as a young fighter, you have to kind of fight within yourself. And you're right, sometimes you want to go for that knockout. It's like a home run hitter. You go for the home run, you're not going to get it.
Yeah.
You can get so juiced and so pumped. I think the mark of a smart fighter, as we take a look at some of the action, is one that can calm down a little bit. But what do you see here, Patrick, on the replay?
I see a lot of good poise from Ceballo. He's picking his shots. He's going to the body. He's not only headhunting. He looks very confident, very poised.
You know, again, as you said, the right hand may be his power punch, but the left hand is probably his most effective weapon. He seems to land a lot of left hands. So why is that?
He does it off his excellent footwork. He's in and out. It's hard to judge what punch he's going to throw off his feet. He's an enigma in the ring.
Second of 3 between Brian Ceballo and Jose De La Rosa. De La Rosa in the blue. Brian Ceballo from NYAC in the gold, just 20 years of age. We agree that was Brian's first round. Give him that first round.
Absolutely.
De La Rosa still has the eye of the tiger, and he's still focused coming forward. He looks a little more polished this round.
By the way, De La Rosa giving up 10 years. It's 30 years. It's 30 years old.
30 years, yes. De La Rosa looks very focused.
You know, one of the things I'm always happy as a promoter is when I promote a kid that's got a brain. And one of the things from, I just heard Patrick Day call his former rival Brian Ceballo an enigma.
That's why you heard me kind of chuckle in the air. It's like good for you, like smart.
But also Patrick's a college student, and I like to see that because one thing fighters have to remember, amateurs, professionals, is one of the things that I respect about what Teddy's doing with the Cops and Kids program, is that academics still remain important. Your career in boxing, I don't care how good you are, you should be out by the time you're about 35. And then you need to have a real life. And you got to go out there and earn a living. And that's why I'm really proud of to promote a kid like Patrick Day, who's still in school. And I think all young people listening to this telecast, watching these fighters, a lot of these fighters are students. Stay in school and understand that academics remains a really important part of your life.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, a lot of boxers, the common mistake we make is that, we all assume that we're going to be world champion, and that should definitely be the motive, but we should always have a backup plan. The sad truth is that we're not all going to be millionaires, and we need to have that backup, something to keep us going after our fighting days are over.
They have to fix a chin strap. While they're doing that, one thing to point out, Brian Adams, who's the director of the Golden Gloves, is really the kind of guy that really could be a role model for a lot of young fighters. Brian was a terrific amateur, 4-time Golden Glove champion, one of the best amateurs in New York boxing history. Had amazing ability as a pro. I promoted him, but he had terrible hands. He broke his hands with such regularity that it really affected his career. It ended his career early. But Brian went on, used his brains, his education, became community affairs director for the New York Daily News, runs the Golden Gloves tournament, has a great job at the Daily News, and he did that by balancing his athletic career with an interest in maintaining his academics and is striving to become a success not only in the ring but outside of it. Very good.
Double up left by Sabalo, trying to end it in round number 2.
Sabalo really is taking control of his fight. Very
he
impressive.
is throwing with bad intentions.
I think he was hurt.
Stuns De La Rosa.
You know what?
Goodness, down goes De La Rosa. Oh, mercy.
De La Rosa's hurt, badly hurt. It was the body punching that took it out of him.
Oh my goodness.
Tremendous performance by Ceballo here.
When Ceballo wants to get aggressive, he can be aggressive. That's what a lot of people don't understand. The kid is very powerful. He's not just a boxer. He's a puncher as well.
Well, this kid, for just 20 years of age, Lou, unbelievable. What powers we listen into Ceballo's corner.
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this on the air or not, but if Brian Ceballo wants to turn pro, I'd like to talk to him.
Hey, I'll tell you what, me and Brian are very close friends right now, and if Brian wants it, it's definitely there for him.
Look at some of the action, guys. That is just bad intentions.
Oh, and just beautiful, beautiful combination. That left hand again, double. He doubles up on his left hand.
Patrick, when you see someone double up with a left like that, and they throw with bad intentions, I saw your eyes kind of open up a little bit.
Yeah, it means that he has his opponent's timing completely down. He feels confident enough that he'll catch the guy slipping, and Brian's completely in control mentally. De La Rosa really has to step it up and do something, maybe knock Brian back down.
Well, he's going to have to do something because right now, De La Rosa is he's in big trouble. Round number 3, again, scheduled for 3. Brian Ceballo putting on an absolute show. Patrick thought this would be one of the fights of the evening. We're seeing it right now. This is action-packed, and right now the gold corner is taking control of this one.
Patrick, do you know if Ceballo has gone to the Nationals?
Yes, he's been to many Nationals. The kid has over 100 amateur fights. He's won almost about every amateur tournament in the game. The kid is very experienced. It was honestly a pleasure to fight with him as an amateur myself.
You think he has Olympic aspirations or no?
Yes, he really dreams of that. It's keeping him going right now. He's dreaming of the Olympics right now, I'm pretty sure.
Well, you want to talk about a pro style. This kid has it all. I mean, you mentioned earlier, Stout, about getting that prize as the best fighter so far in the tournament.
Well, he's got some competition right now.
Yeah, I think he's got some competition.
And it's fair.
Right
it's fair. Lou, you look at young guys, you've been around the sport your whole life. He does not fight like a 20-year-old.
And he doesn't fight like an amateur either. And you know what? I mean, I love watching a kid that's scoring, that's winning clearly as an amateur, fighting with a professional style.
It's amazing how he leads with that left, too, and then comes back. His hands are fast.
Well, he's got both hands are weapons. This is a very seasoned kid for a 20-year-old. Very impressive.
What most people don't know about Ceballo is he's been boxing about 12 years. I think he started at the age of 8. And he's got more experience than most pros. The kid is phenomenal in the ring. It's a pleasure to watch.
And conversely, look, De La Rosa, give him credit. He's eating a lot of punches, and he's fighting forward. He's showing a lot of heart.
Yeah, De La Rosa got up after a nice knockdown to hit him right on the equilibrium. And he's still throwing. He's still in it.
No quit at all in Jose De La Rosa. And I don't expect any quit from the kid coming out of Teddy Atlas Cops and Kids. But really being soundly beaten in a tremendous performance here by Brian Ceballo.
Absolutely.
It's when you look at guys like this, when you look at Brian, this is what the New York amateur boxing scene is all about.
The body punches.
This is it.
But this is also a reason so many world champions and quality fighters
That's right.
come out of the New York Golden Gloves
Absolutely.
tournament. You're seeing a fight here between two very, very good prospects. One who really may have Olympic and true professional ability in Ceballo.
The body punches of Ceballo definitely took a lot of steam out of De La Rosa. He was a lot more ferocious around one.
Yeah, Patrick made him think a little bit too.
Absolutely.
And Ceballo looks like he could go 4, 5, or 6 rounds.
Yes, I've trained with
Getting
Ceballo.
stronger as
and he's trying to put on a show to finish things off. With under 25 to go, De La Rosa stunned. Final 20, guys.
For me so far, this is the best performance I've seen in the 2014 Daily News Golden Gloves. Tremendous performance by Brian Ceballo. I'm very, very impressed.
Great effort by both guys, but Ceballo definitely stole the show.
De La Rosa going down with a lot of heart.
Good body shots.
And he finishes strong.
You know what? I'm not embarrassed to applaud on this one. It deserves it.
It was a great fight. It was a great fight.
That was fight of the tournament. Brian Ceballo looks sensational.
Well, I will say, We saw the last fight. I thought it was the fight of the night. We saw this one fight of the night. That I'm spoiled because they're just going to keep getting better.
It's only getting better.
That was a very, very entertaining fight. And again, it's an example of a young man, a 20-year-old, who doesn't fight like a 20-year-old. And you really see, you kind of see the edge, the level of excellence when you look at this young man in the gold corner, Brian Saballo. I mean, unbelievable, Patrick. You look at a guy like that, and you can see if he doesn't have the Olympic aspirations, as Lou mentioned,
yeah,
probably sign a contract tomorrow.
Yeah, he can definitely. And he knows how good he is too. It's no surprise to him. It's no secret. He knows what he's capable of in the ring.
But that was a tremendously impressive performance. What got me about Saballo was how effective he was in all aspects of his game for a 20-year-old kid. I mean, the sky's the limit, I think, for him.
Well, let's make it official. We'll go inside the ring to Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 152-pound open champion is from the gold corner, Brian Saballo.
No surprise there.
None at all.
Brian Saballo takes another pair of golden gloves home with him.
3 rounds.
I would ask you
guys. 3-time champion?
3-time champion.
3-time champ, yes. Yep. Won titles in 2011 and 2012. One thing, though, he actually tried to go up to 152 last year. Suffered a defeat in that one, but you see the kid still growing. I mean, look at that upper body.
Yeah, the kid definitely has a good, strong body. Still has his speed. Speed hasn't decreased one bit.
And he looked very impressive this evening. And Patrick mentioned that he's a singer, he's a rapper, he's an artist. Well, you know what? He was an absolute artist in the ring. He was playing some great notes, some great tunes. The beat was going well. He had a nice smooth flow. And he's certainly going to be one of those boxers, maybe in years to come, that we say, hey, remember when Brian Saballo won his 3rd Golden Gloves, and he did it in this special edition of Broadway Boxing. More of the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves continues right after this.
Next, more Golden Gloves Hall of Fame past champions.
Have a structured settlement or annuity from a settled lawsuit? Do you need your money now instead of waiting for payments over time from an insurance company? Find out how to turn those future payments into a lump sum of money by calling CBC Settlement Funding today. We'll walk you through the process and give you cash options over the phone. Why wait years to get your money? Get cash now to buy a house, start a business, or pay your bills. Whether you want to sell all or just a portion of your settlement, CBC Settlement Funding can help. We have years of experience helping people like you get cash from their structured settlements.
To learn more about getting your money now, call us at 1-800-323-6889 for a free, no-obligation offer. Again, that's 1-800-323-6889.
Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-394-1678.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there have been thousands of women that have competed in the Golden Gloves tournament, but only one joins us in the ring tonight. This female competitor won 5 titles from 1998 to 2004, becoming the first woman to do so. She also won a national championship in 1999. Now a sergeant in the NYPD, let's welcome new Golden Gloves Hall of Famer, Sergeant Gene Martin. This next champion won 3 consecutive Golden Gloves championships from 1967 to 69. After retirement, he co-starred in several Hollywood films, such as The French Connection and Serpico. Please give a warm hand to new Golden Gloves Hall of Famer, Davey Vasquez. Let's hear it for Davey. Congratulations, Davey. Before winning the gold medal and being named the Val Baker Award winner as Outstanding Boxer in the 1976 Olympics, this pugilist won a then-record 4 consecutive Golden Gloves titles. Please welcome the president of Fight Time Promotions in Florida and new Golden Gloves Hall of Famer, the great Howard Davis Jr. Our next inductee really needs no introduction anywhere in fistic circles the world over. Before he became the professional everyone now remembers, young Walker Smith Jr., known to you as Sugar Ray Robinson, won the gloves as a 126-pounder in 1939 and as a 135-pounder in 1940. Robinson would go on to win the World Welterweight Championship once and the World Middleweight Championship on 5 separate occasions. Robinson would go on to win the World Welterweight Championship once and the World Middleweight Championship on 5 separate occasions. He's universally regarded as the pound-for-pound best professional boxer of all time. The Daily News accepts the Hall of Fame nomination on Robinson's behalf, but right now, we'd like to present the Sugar Ray Robinson Award for the tournament's Best Open Boxer to Michael Stout, the 123-pound Open champion from the Heavy Hitters Boxing Club, who just won the title in tonight's 3rd contest. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for new Hall of Famer Sugar Ray Robinson and your 2014 Sugar Ray Robinson Award winner, Michael Stout.
Attention men. Have you used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn? If you or a loved one used Just for Men and developed facial swelling, burning, sores, blistering, skin rash, or scarring, the law offices of Wright & Schulte are investigating claims for victims that may have received chemical burns after using Just for Men. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free, no-obligation legal consultation. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Your call is private and confidential. Available 24 hours a day. Again, if you have used Just for Men hair dye and feel you may have suffered a chemical burn, call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com to receive your free no-obligation consultation. There may be a deadline to file a claim. Call the number on your screen now or visit justformenlawyer.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Barclays Center, special edition of Broadway Boxing. A great night of action, the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves, the finals, and a great crowd in the Barclays Center. I'll tell you, this might be, without a doubt, going forward, one of the future homes for boxing in the Mecca that is New York, as we get set for our next bout of the evening. This also has the makings to be a good one. Let's get it started. We'll go inside the ring with our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Our next contest is the 165-pound open championship. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Alex Velasquez. In the gold corner, James Abraham, 26 years old. MMA Peter is a personal trainer from Manhattan. His gold gloves record for 2014, 3 decisions. In the blue corner, LaShawn Rodriguez, 20 years old. He represents Veterans Memorial, BC. LaShawn is a student from Shirley, Long Island, who won a Golden Gloves title in this division in 2012. His 2014 gloves record, 3 decisions.
All right, so this one is James Abraham taking on LaShawn Rodriguez, 165, male open, 3 rounds.
This is a fight that I've really been looking forward to. LaShawn Rodriguez fights at a Veterans Memorial Boxing Club, a Long Island kid. The Bell Entertainment's offices are on Long Island. I live on Long Island now, part of the time. LaShawn Johnson is a 2-time national champion at 165 pounds. He's a very talented young man. Very curious to see what he does here with James Abraham. This should be a great bout.
Yeah, 2012 champ, soft-spoken young man, little swagger. Excellent boxer, comes in 3-0 in this final. As for Abraham, C1 MMA 3-0 as well, 26 years of age in the
gold. You see a very composed LaShawn Rodriguez. He's a cool customer in there, taking his time. Nice straight right hand.
You could see it looks like he has no difficulty fighting a southpaw. He knows exactly what to do.
Moving well.
He's putting his left foot outside of the right foot.
Landed a nice right hand right there. See that? Wild punch out of Abraham. Not well advised to be throwing wildly against LaShawn Rodriguez, a very experienced kid, Rodriguez. This is a 2-time national champion. He knows what he's doing.
It was interesting because early in his Golden Glove career, LaShawn Rodriguez was losing to Eddie Gomez and Chris Galliano, and he just stuck with it, and now he won his Golden Gloves last year, and he's looking to repeat the feat.
And Joey dominated Henry Beckford in the semifinal. So again, as Lou mentioned, this kid has a lot of upside.
Yes, Henry Beckford is one of the elites in this weight class.
And one of the things that Joe and I are both noticing about this young 21-year-old is he has a very professional style.
Yes, you could see he's not a lot of wasted movement, very steady.
Economy of movement, he's not throwing wild punches. The wild punches are coming out of James Abraham and not scoring right now.
You can see he's very efficient in all his movements, in all his punches.
Very controlled round so far.
We're going to mix it up right there a little bit. I go back to Joe's point too, fighting against a southpaw, you see where his feet are and he's moving the right way. So again, good experience there against southpaws. We saw that with Abraham, 26 years of age in the gold, pardon me, and Rodriguez.
Well, with a minute left in this opening round, I have the edge to LaShawn Rodriguez, the more experienced fighter.
As do I.
Under 40 to go, round number 1.
Good to be working with the Bell Entertainment matchmaker, Joe Chiambo, along with you, Rich.
And Joe's got those gloves too, and they're shiny, they're sparkly, and they're looking good tonight.
Thank you very much.
Well, you know, I want to tell you something. You'll see Golden Glove champions until they're 90 years old sporting those gloves. They're quite the prize. They're a sign of great accomplishment. That's what these young men and women are out here giving their all for, is to be able to wear those Golden Gloves proudly.
Tradition that started 87 years ago, 1927, when they put it on the back of the Daily News Valentine's Day Golden Gloves.
Very controlled but effective round for LaShawn Rodriguez in round 1. I think LaShawn Rodriguez has won round 1.
I was just going to ask Joe and Lou. You look at a fighter like Rodriguez as we take a look at some of the action in round number 1, and Lou, you brought this up earlier in the night. Things you look for in a young fighter.
I look for composure. That's one of the things I look for. I look for composure. I look for rhythm. You know, I look for toughness. I look for the ability to punch. But the ability to control the ring, I always favor aggression in a pro fighter. So I'm not a huge fan of a running style. You know, that was a very controlled round. LaShawn never hurt James Abraham. You didn't see anything spectacular, but I saw the makings of a good fighter. For a young 21-year-old kid, I thought that was a very controlled, effective first round by LaShawn Rodriguez.
And Joe, Abraham was able to kind of bulldoze through Matthew Armstrong to get to this point. I don't think he's going to be able to do that against Rodriguez. He's going to have to box.
He's going to have to throw more punches, basically, because when you're fighting someone like...
And these wild punches are not effective. He's leaving himself open to a very good fighter. He's going to get caught doing that.
Abraham in the gold and Rodriguez in the blue.
And by the way, these guys are chatting. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's been a little bit of banter between them.
And this is 3 rounds, 3-3-minute rounds, open division, 165. Ooh, good left. That's scored by Abraham. See some of those, saw how all of a sudden he opened up a little bit? Joe, you mentioned the footwork. Rodriguez kind of slide to his right a little bit. He's going to have some opportunities. Abraham's a little wild with his punches.
Well, very wild, and that's going to play to the advantage of Rodriguez. Actually, punch was scored there for Abraham. But Abraham's not establishing a rhythm, not really using a jab, not being active. Right there, it was a jab scored for Rodriguez.
Abraham tried to sneak in a jab, come back with a left of his own.
If I'm Abraham, I would just basically just stick to the fundamentals. Jab your way in, and when you're in, just let him go.
The more effective jabs have been thrown by Rodriguez.
Well, there's a good combination.
There's a good example what he should do. Even though it misses, he's trying. He's keeping Rodriguez off, keeping him on the defensive.
Well, you need to throw to get
Good left hand by
Abraham. That was a scoring left hand by Abraham.
His best shot of the evening comes midway through round number 2.
He needs to follow it up. He may not be the more skilled fighter, but it doesn't mean he cannot win.
He may have landed the hardest punch of this fight so far, but I don't think he's nice left hand. Just as I say that.
Counters,
nice left hand.
Or pardon me, Rodriguez counters.
With a nice left hand. You know, I think the hardest punch of the fight may have been landed by Abraham until that last one, but I still think Rodriguez right now is in control of this fight.
Under a minute to go, round number 2 between Abraham and Rodriguez.
Good combination from Rodriguez right there.
Rodriguez, you can see, he lets Abraham spend some energy, let him get his punches off, and then he comes back with his strong punches.
I go back to something you both said, that Abraham will let his hands go. He'll throw one punch, but he's not really following up with anything.
There's a body shot that appeared to land right there for Rodriguez. Another one.
In this late of the fight, those body shots really do take a toll.
Rodriguez trying to press the action. Under 20 to go, round number 2. Ooh, good left. And a good counter by Rodriguez, yeah.
That was a good exchange. Both landed.
Under 10 to go, round number 2 between Abraham and Rodriguez.
With all the accolades of Rodriguez, Abraham is not intimidated.
Now, he's walking into some of those punches. He's eating them. That last punch, it's so funny because, again, you're so used to watching the pros and scoring it a certain way as we take a listen into the gold corner of James Abraham.
Round, okay. Good.
You could see how calm and relaxed LaShawn Rodriguez is.
Okay, last round, you need to win knockout, okay? Win great. Punch, risk now, risk. It's the last round.
He's being told to risk. It's the last round, take some risk. I think that his corner may have a sense that he's down in this fight, and they're basically advising this young man, lay it all out there, take some chances in this third and final round, because if you want those golden gloves, you need to.
He's going to have to get busy. If he wants to do anything and win those gloves, he's going to have to get busy. And he's going to have a big round.
Third and final round between James Abraham, 26 years of age, in the gold. LaShawn Rodriguez, Veterans Memorial DC 3-0, 2012 champ, 20 years of age, trying to win another golden gloves.
A lot of wild punching from Abraham, not connecting.
Seems to be lunging
expending
a lot.
energy. That'd be a problem if he became a pro in a longer fight. The 3-round fight, you can get away with that a little bit more. These punches are not scoring.
Abraham's a hard guy to fight. He throws all these strong, wild punches. Hard to look good against him. But Rodriguez is really holding his cool.
Nice straight shot. Nice straight left hand there by Rodriguez. Landed and scored. That's frankly one of the only scoring blows I've seen this round.
Now there's a good exchange.
I don't know how many
Abraham, Abraham is coming on. Unfortunately, I think it's a little too late.
2 minutes left in this third and final round. Abraham more active here, but I don't know how many of them are effective.
Well, he's certainly fighting as though he's losing. Rodriguez, again, looking to pick up another Golden Gloves. Minute and a half left. Round number 3.
Again, those wild punches will take it out of you. Nice shot.
Especially when you miss and hit nothing at all.
Well, that takes the most energy. You are exerting a lot of energy.
So a lot of exchanges right here. Actually, Rodriguez's nose looks like it's a little bit red. He got hit with something. We're closing in on a minute left in this third and final round. Joe, how do you see it? Rich, how do you see it?
I see Rodriguez having the edge in all 3 rounds. You can see he's the better fighter. Abraham, as much as he's trying, he's just outgunned.
Man, he's overwhelmed. I agree. Rodriguez well ahead. There were 2 spurts where we actually saw Abraham connect in the second.
You know, Abraham's thrown a lot of stuff, but a lot of it's hit air. A lot of wide punches. The more effective punches, the scoring punches, have come from Rodriguez.
Well, there's a good combination by Rodriguez as well. Under 30 to go, round number 3 to close it out between Abraham and Rodriguez.
Under 30 seconds now remaining in this third and final round.
Looks like Rodriguez really wants to finish strong as well as Abraham.
We'll get that classic 10-second late flurry where they both know they got to start throwing their hands, more or less for Abraham.
In the last 10 seconds here. And I see another Golden Gloves for LaShawn Rodriguez from Veterans Memorial Boxing Club. Joe, you agree?
I agree. Good effort by James Abraham, but he was just a little outgunned.
Yeah, the game plan, I don't think you can kind of come in the ring and kind of bully, push over a fighter of LaShawn Rodriguez's caliber. Eventually, the superior fighter is going to step out of the box and win. And when it's all made and done, we'll see. It's going to be a blue corner. We all agree. LaShawn Rodriguez.
Absolutely.
Is that a circle name, Lou DiBella?
It's a circle name. I want to see LaShawn some more. I think LaShawn shows me some things that suggest to me that he has pro potential.
Excellent. All right, we'll make this one official. Well, let's go inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Let's hear it for the boxers in the ring, ladies and gentlemen. The winner of the 165-pound Open Championship is from the blue corner, LaShawn Rodriguez.
Well, we have no surprise there, as some people in the crowd are booing, but I don't think they saw the fight very well, because LaShawn Rodriguez clearly established himself from the opening of that fight as the more skilled boxer, more under control, more poised, landed a higher percentage of his punches. His punches were far more effective, scoring punches, a lot of wild stuff from Abraham, but it really didn't land. We're going to see some highlights right now.
Yeah, and Joe, you mentioned you look for someone who's patient in the ring. LaShawn Rodriguez, extremely patient, picked and choose, but was just a superior fighter this evening. So a very big win and a Golden Gloves for LaShawn Rodriguez. More Golden Gloves to come. We'll step aside, more action right after this.
Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800 394-1678.
Are you having problems with the IRS? Our trained professionals here at Wallen Associates have over 30 years experience helping individuals and businesses solve their tax problems.
Having tax issues, it's very scary. I was worried that we would lose our house. When I called Wallen Associates, they were able to meet with me in person, and I never had to talk to the IRS again.
Call now for a free consultation. We'll meet with you in person, face-to-face, at a local office near you.
Call now 1-800-461-0431. We solve tax problems.
Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Broadway Boxing. We are at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, home of the 87th annual New York Daily News Golden Gloves. Rich Quinones alongside Hall of Fame promoter Lou DiBella. It's been a wonderful night. The crowd has been absolutely electric. The fights have been very entertaining. We've had people shuffling in and out at the broadcast table this evening, and I think a lot of things that I've been able to kind of take away is that boxing is alive and well in New York. It's not going anywhere for a very long time, but having these young guys sit next to us, and young ladies such as Heather Hardy and Christina Cruz, so poised.
But you know, it's not just about also the athleticism, the athletic ability, the golden gloves, the jewelry. It's about character. And you know, and Golden Gloves boxing builds character. And I think that part of the reason why boxing is here to stay is that there are always going to be people that need to fight their way out of something. You know, I mean, there's a poetry to boxing. I've said this many times. It's what keeps me in the sport. There are a lot of things I don't like about professional boxing. You know, it's a hard business. But when you look at the sport of boxing, boxing has saved lives. Boxing, as brutal as it can be, as hard a way to earn a living as it can be, it's kept so many people out of trouble, kept kids off the streets, but also given people something to fight for. And what impresses me about the young men and women in the Golden Gloves is not so much just their athletic ability, but the character that the sport builds in people. You know, these are good young men and women that you're seeing fighting out there. And everybody competing tonight is a winner. You know, not just the people that go home with those Golden Gloves, but the runner-ups too. These are all winners. They had to work real hard to get here tonight. And the New York City Golden Gloves, you know, the Daily News does a great service to not only to boxing, to sport, but to the city of New York by keeping amateur boxing alive in New York City.
Well said, well put. All right, with that, we'll go to our next bout of the evening. Ronell McFadden against Earl Newman Jr. For that, we'll throw it inside the ring to our ring announcer, Kevin Van Meter.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout will be the final event of the evening and the last bout of the 2014 Golden Gloves tournament. This bout will consist of 3 3-minute rounds. The referee is Frankie Martinez. In the gold corner, Ronell McFadden. He's 28 years old. He represents Yonkers, PAL. Ronell is a sanitation worker from Hastings. And in the blue corner, Earl Newman Jr. He's 22 years old. He represents Atlas Cops and Kids. Earl is from Flatbush and the reigning title holder in this division. His 2014 gloves record, 2 stoppages.
So we have heavyweights, Ronell McFadden from Yonkers, PAL, one decision, won by 28 years of age. Earl Newman Jr., 22 years old, Atlas Cops and Kids, 2 stoppages. Tell you a great story on Earl Newman.
I'm really looking forward to seeing this bout because Earl Newman is one of the highly touted kids in this tournament.
Yep.
I keep hearing from other Golden Glove fighters, I keep hearing from guys in the gym that he's the goods, that he's got tremendous power, that he has the potential to be an American heavyweight that can make some noise. And you know what? The American heavyweight division needs young fighters who can make some noise. So I'm really excited to see what Earl Newman has in this fight.
Newman in the blue and McFadden in the gold.
And by the way, you always love it when you hear in an amateur tournament, 2 wins, 2 by knockout.
Well, what I was going to say, too, is when you think of some great heavyweights from Brooklyn, Floyd Patterson, Tyson, Riddick Bowe come to mind. This is a 22-year-old kid from Flatbush. He's the reigning heavyweight champ, earning his first pair of gloves in 2013, Lou. A decisive 4-1 win, and he has aspirations of being that next great heavyweight.
Well, right now, Rennell McFadden has intentions of making this a difficult evening for him.
And hey, you got to get tested when you're in the ring.
Well, he's being tested, and McFadden is, he's not showing any fear. Those 2 knockouts don't seem to be worrying him, and he's right now aggressive and throwing punches. Right now, a good first round halfway through.
Now he landed a left downstairs, comes back with a combination
some decent
as
body
well.
shots. Good combination there by Rennell McFadden.
Oh, you can hear the sting down here. Good exchange by both men. Midway through round number 1.
When he does land, you hear those punches that Newman is throwing. Heavy-handed kid. But right now, so far, I would say that
McFadden's had a good round 1.
McFadden has had a good round 1.
Good right there.
Yeah,
by Newman.
Newman
landed.
picking it up. Fast hands by
I'll tell you what.
Oh, nice
what a right.
hand. Newman has very fast hands for a big boy.
Yeah, Lou, Newman's given 2, but he's taken a couple as well.
Yeah, but right now you're seeing Newman turn it on. And, he just turned the switch. He is landing some heavy stuff.
Good flurry. Under 50 to go. Round number 1 between Rennell McFadden in the gold. Earl Newman Jr. in the blue. Snapping that left, comes back.
Big last minute
went
so
downstairs.
Far. Really, the last minute of the fight, Earl Newman has taken over.
Under 30 to go. Sweeping left by McFadden. Tries to sneak that left jab in there. Two consecutive jabs by McFadden.
One of them scored. McFadden's held his own here very well in the first round.
Under 10 to go, round number 1. Heavyweights.
Very heavy-handed. You can hear the thumping punches of Earl Newman when they do land.
Good late flurry by Newman. Downstairs, back upstairs. Again, 201-pound open division heavyweights between McFadden and Newman. Just one pick point on Newman. Here's a kid that went on to win the National Golden Gloves title in Salt Lake City, World Golden Gloves in Waldorf, Maryland. So the kid's been around. He's won some titles. And
no, I mean
22 years old, seasoned.
Seasoned, 22 years old, tremendous amount of power.
What are you seeing here from him?
I pro style. I mean, he knows what he's doing in there. You hear the thumping punches. Very aggressive. He's fearless. I thought that Rennell McFadden hung in there with him in that round, but I think that Newman took the round with a very strong last minute. I'm impressed so far. I think Newman's got quite a future.
Round number 2 scheduled for 3 between McFadden and Newman. Rich Quinones alongside Hall of Fame promoter Lou DiBella. I don't think, Lou, that McFadden wants to, and I hate to say get in a fight here, but just throw hands and let his hands go. If that's the case, he's gonna wind up on his back.
Yeah, but you know what? You got to fight to win. I mean, you got to throw punches in the Golden Gloves if you're going to score points. He's also the smaller fighter. He's not the longer fighter. So, staying at a distance, throwing jabs isn't going to work for him. He's got to rumble with Earl, and that's a problem because Earl Newman's got a lot of power.
You mentioned Newman and that quickness too, and that pop that we hear down here at our broadcast table. After he snaps that jab, he gets in and out.
Well, even look. Listen to the jab.
We hear it.
You can hear the jab. I mean, for Earl Newman, the jab is a weapon. It's not just a setup punch.
Two consecutive lefts that score. McFadden comes with a couple lefts of his own, tries to sneak one downstairs. Oh, we heard a there was again. Well, we'll see. McFadden's got to fight back a little bit.
Well, I'll tell you, McFadden does not want to be against the ropes.
No, he don't, and he's got some blood coming down that nostril. Newman trying to go for the kill here.
Newman is very heavy-handed, very, very heavy-handed.
Well, I'm waiting to see if they're going to do a standing 8 here. Well, you know what? He backed off. He's going to get that nose checked out. His blood's starting to trickle down. Minute 30 to go in round number 2, slated for 3.
I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't think this one's going to go the distance.
I think if he exchanges, if there's another
take a look at his flurry from Earl Newman. Very fast hands, power with both hands, uppercut. And I think the uppercut is what got the nose.
Well, I think they're going to give McFadden the benefit of the doubt here. Minute 33 to go in round number 2. See if he can fight his way back in this bout.
Well, you know what? I think Earl Newman smells the blood.
Oh, he just got tagged right there. Oh, goodness.
Another
Newman
big shot.
snuck in a left.
No quitting Rennell McFadden because he's taking some bombs.
Wow, now you got to watch if he gets up against the ropes. He's getting teed off now.
I don't think this is going to distance.
You might see a standing 8 right here. That blood's starting to come out now. Well, this is not where he wants to be. McFadden up against the ropes. Newman trying to press the issue a little bit.
I'll tell you, McFadden is impressive. That nose really bothering McFadden right now, having problems with breathing. Newman smells the blood, throwing big punches.
Yep. Doubled up on that left, just missed.
Oh, another big one. Big right hand just landed.
Jab. Well, I think we're going to see standing 8 right here.
That's a good standing 8 count. He got nailed with 2 big shots in that exchange. I'm going to go out on a limb. This fight's going to end with a stop.
Look at that. Newman smelling blood, literally trying to go for the kill and end this one. Oh, and he just missed with a sweeping left. Now he scores again. Under 25 to go. Round number 2. McFadden, to his credit, absorbing the punches, fighting, but he's just taking he scored right there.
By McFadden.
Every time we think he's done,
good uppercut by Newman.
He's done, Lou. He's fighting.
Newman has quite an arsenal of punches. I mean, he throws them. He throws uppercuts. He throws straight right hands. Has a good snapping jab. This kid.
Oh, there's a left right there. That should be it.
Another standing 8.
Now that should be it. McFadden's taken a lot of punches. Well,
I'll tell you, Earl Newman's for real.
You mentioned the arsenal and array of punches, and this is a heavyweight.
No, this is a heavyweight.
Throwing combinations?
There are a lot of professional heavyweights that if Earl Newman had the experience to go the rounds, there are a lot of guys in the professional ranks that couldn't handle Earl Newman right now.
Well, listen, the kid from Flatbush said he wants to be a Patterson, a Tyson, a Bowe.
I'm a kid from Flatbush, so more reason to fall in love with Earl Newman.
22 years old, and they waved it off, Lou, and I think that's smart. The corner stopped it. I thought they had to, and I thought they would.
Earl Newman wins his Golden Gloves with his 3rd knockout of the tournament.
And the crowd really letting them hear it here at the Barclays Center.
That was a terrific performance by Earl Newman.
Good sportsmanship there. He goes over to the corner.
Hug his opponent. Yep. That's what you want to see.
Good sportsmanship. I'll tell you what's scary about this kid. He makes quick work of opponents.
You know,
and I know you're going to be like Richard reading too much into it. It's amateur.
No, I'm not reading too much into it. The guy scored 3 knockouts in 3 fights with headgear on.
So we agree.
Yeah, we agree.
There we go.
This is an impressive young fighter. This is an impressive young heavyweight. One of the better young American heavyweights I've seen on this level in a while.
Now, again, do we throw that out as one of the top performances of the tourney?
Yeah, it has to be. I think
because of the array and arsenal.
No, there's no question. I mean, he's on the short list of the best fighters I've seen in this tournament.
All right, well, let's make it official as we go inside the ring.
Well, we don't have to make it official. It's already official.
For particulars, we'll make it official.
Okay.
Kevin Van Meter.
The winner of the Heavyweight Open Championship from the blue corner, Earl Newman Jr.
This is a national health alert from Worldwide Medical. Are you on Medicare? And do you suffer from back or knee pain? Have you tried injections, pain pills, or even had or considered surgery? If these examples apply to you or a loved one in pain, stop. There is a better way. You could qualify to receive a pain-relieving back or knee brace at little or no cost to you. You'll receive free information, free delivery, and all the insurance paperwork is handled for free. Best of all, there is little to no cost to you for the braces. Call 1-800-430-5391 to get all the details. It takes just a couple of minutes. These amazing braces have helped thousands of people in severe pain, and you may qualify to have yours delivered directly to your door at little or no cost to you. Call 1-800-430-5391 right now. This may be the most important call you make all year. That's 800-430-5391. Call now.
Welcome back, everyone, to a special edition of Broadway Boxing. We are at the Barclays Center. What an outstanding tournament. The 87th edition of the New York Daily News Golden Gloves Tournament. It's been sensational action nonstop. Rich Quinones alongside Hall of Fame promoter Lou DiBella. Your eyes have been smiling the whole time. You've been ecstatic. You've seen talent, prospects.
This is everything that's good about boxing. You know, this is what's great about boxing. Crowd from all parts of New York, coming out from different gyms, different neighborhoods to root on their local young kids. They're, kids that have worked really hard to get here. You've seen some great boxing by both men and women, some terrific fighters. Some of them will go on to the pro ranks.
Absolutely.
Others, these Golden Gloves that they win these last couple of nights, that'll be the greatest achievement they'll ever have in boxing. And that's what makes this tournament so wonderful. And like I said before, it builds fighters, it builds champions, but it also builds characters. So congratulations to the Daily News. Congratulations to the New York Golden Gloves. Great 87th edition.
And it was an outstanding night.
And Rich, great working with you, buddy.
Lou, I appreciate it, my friend. It was an absolute pleasure. And hey, there you go. And I'll tell you one thing. This man is an advocate for a lot of things in boxing, but the one thing that you've garnered so much respect is you speak your mind. Continue to do that.
Thank you.
Guys, it's been an outstanding night for Rich Quinones, Lou DiBella, special edition of Broadway Boxing. We'll see you next time, ringside.